It is currently 1:40 p.m. on November 10th, but we're going to go ahead and start on the 5th here for updating you on progress and how things are going. In general, things have been slow. Things have been slow for a long time, and I try to film daily, but I do have horrible brain fog and consistently forget to film. Sometimes I pick up my camera and turn it on, and then I'm like, why did I do this? And then I turn it back off, and I completely space it. And that is pretty much why we are here on the 10th, and I haven't talked to you since the 4th. So, November 5th, I wrote 234 words, and let me open up my Excel sheet, well, my Google Sheets sheet, to see what that 234 was for. Because right now I have Nano open here, and Sheets tends to open faster on my phone. Although today it's very slow because it hasn't opened yet, so there's that, I guess. Alright, November 5th, 234 was in the Just Unkill Me Now tweets, which is what I did on the 4th. That was the last thing that you saw on the 4th too, not counting the cute video of Kenny being cute. On November 6th, I wrote 106 words, and that was in Riley's Zombie Thing, which is not the title of that book, but is what it is called right now, because I don't know what the hell to call it. Sorry, Kenny's trying to break out of his pen. On November 7th, I wrote 114 words, and that was in, I'm currently calling it Vampire Eye Zombie, but I'm writing Twitter prompts for that. And so 114 words on the 7th. I did that again on the 8th, and that was 178 words. And again on the 9th, and that was 136. I didn't post to Twitter on most of those days, but sometimes I write snippets and just decide they're way too long to post on Twitter to make sense by cutting stuff out, so I just don't. And that's pretty much what happened most of those days. On the 9th, I was also going to start working on a new romance because I haven't gotten back to Truth in Chains, and I don't know if I'm going to. Right now, Vito and I need a break. But I had gotten the idea to go through the images that I have saved on Unsplash, which is like photographers upload their photos and you can use them for free. You can choose to credit them, you can choose to not credit them. Generally speaking, if I use one, I try to credit them, but I downloaded one of those photos, and I think I have it downloaded on the computer here, because if I do, I can tell you the name of the designer without having to open up Unsplash at the moment. Sandra Sietama? Best guess. I'll open the photo and show it to you here on my camera, because otherwise I'll forget to import it and put it in the video for you. But I was going to call the story Blurred Nights, and when you see the photo you'll see why, because I'm using the photos as inspiration to write a story. All of it's blurry except for the one glass there, so that's where the Blurred Nights thing comes from. But I just ended up not doing it. Celine got sick last night, and she seems better today. Celine being my oldest cat. And if you don't know, earlier this year Celine got really sick, and we took her to the vet like 3 or 4 times, and they 100% believed that she was going to die because they didn't know what had caused the fluid to build up in her abdomen. They didn't know why it was there. They didn't know really how to fix it because she didn't weigh any more than like 3 pounds. So there was a good chance that if they did a really expensive surgery, she could still die. But she miraculously recovered after a couple B12 shots and some antibiotics and an anti-diarrheal. And I spend almost every single day in the back of my mind worrying about when that fluid is going to come back, because we don't know what caused it, which means that there's always a high chance it's going to come back. And so every single time she gets sick at all, I worry a lot. She does have a habit of regurgitating her food, because she eats too fast. And she hasn't done that for a while. She hasn't done it as much since she's been in the bathroom because it's a smaller space and she's not as nervous, so she doesn't eat as fast. But what really worries me is when she gets sick and it's not regurgitation. It's digested food or stomach acid or something like that, because then it means that she's getting sick for a completely unrelated reason. And that's what it was last night. On 2 separate occasions. And she was just acting very, very weird. She wasn't meowing, she wasn't purring, she was very guarded and angry, and her back end was very hollowed out again, like it was when we took her to the vet earlier this year. And I was just very, very worried about her, and I wasn't going to be able to push my way past that to do writing, in addition to pushing past all of my normal stuff to do writing. And so I just didn't. But she's doing better today. I'm going to be keeping a very, very close eye on her all the way through to make sure that she's continuing to eat, that she's continuing to drink water, that she's continuing to use the litter box the way that she should be. And I'm going to make sure that everything's okay, and if it's not, we're going to take her to the vet. But for now, things are okay, and hopefully that will allow me to get some stuff done today. I just finished fixing a format for a client. I need to email that to her, and then I'm going to get started here on stuff for the 10th. I think I'm going to start by going through my Twitter prompts like I normally do and see if there's anything that piques my interest for a snippet for my main account or my romance account, and we'll go from there. But I'm going to start with emailing the client her PDF, message her, let her know I sent it to her, go through Twitter, and then I'll be back with you. Alright, it is heavily raining outside, so if you can hear that, I apologize. Normally my camera does a relatively okay job of filtering out noise like that, but if you can hear it, I apologize. I just sent off the PDF to my client, so I'm going to open up Twitter here and look up the right prompt and see if they've posted anything for Wednesday. They have. There are 2 tweets. Water, chaos, prompt, saga, stain, hunger, chill, made of stone, cryptic, truth or dare, finger taps, wolves, foretell, contemplation, rummaging for memories, poisoned fruit, sadistic grin, sacred, meadow sage, carry, and 2 words that I don't know how to pronounce. So I'm going to go through those on a more in-depth level, see if I can prompt anything out for either of my accounts or just for fun, and then we'll go from there, and I'll be back when I try to start writing something based on that image I showed you. So, back in a few. It's currently 2:57, and I'm at 421 words on Twitter prompts for my romance account. I did 1, 2, 3, 4 of them total, and I think I'm going to go through and expand on a couple of them. This one I already massively expanded and didn't post. I might, but I'm not 100% sure because it's a VSS prompt and there's supposed to be a story contained in a tweet, and I'm not good at that. So I've obviously massively expanded on this one because this is the only part that is the prompt, is right here. So I'm going to continue doing that, and then I'll get back to you on a final word count before I go through them again for my main Twitter account. Also, I think I'm going to go warm up a one of my microwavable heat thingies, or turn on the heater, because with the rain and the wind, it is cold as hell back here and I'm still in shorts. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll get back into this and I'll get back with you. So it's currently the 11th. I didn't get as far yesterday as I wanted. Various reasons, but the primary one was honestly the rain. I don't work well when it's raining or thundering or anything like that. I'm not 100% sure if that's just a noise issue or an anxiety issue. Since I've been on anxiety meds, it's actually very hard to tell, because if I have anxiety about a specific thing or a panic attack, it is completely internalized, and I really can only tell because my heart is racing. So I believe it's a sound thing, because there are a lot of sounds that just bug me and I can't work with those sounds, and I imagine that's what the rain is. So, on the Blurred Nights thing, I didn't get very far because it started raining pretty soon after I started working on it. But I did get to 730 words, which is more than I was expecting. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into Nano here for yesterday, which was the 10th. And that will actually bring my total to a little over 3,000. 3,230. So on the Blurred Nights thing, I'm going to go ahead and put 730 down at the bottom so I know where I left off. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that into my Excel, well, my Google Sheets graph thingy. So that way I have it. And from there, I'll be able to get into the 11th here. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to work on today. It's 3:54 p.m. I'm going to make Willie some food, see if he'll eat. Not a guarantee that he will. And then I'm going to bring Kenny in here in his pen so I can keep an eye on him. Currently, he's in the living room. Unlike his older brother here, he does not have separation anxiety, so he's completely self-entertained in there. It's just mostly so that way I can keep an eye on him in case he potties and falls into it, because that's something he's very good at. So I'm going to go ahead and mark the Blurred Nights thing, which I actually changed the title of once I made the cover for it, because I also did that yesterday. I made 3 covers, one for this, one for a paranormal crime thing, and one for a supernatural book. So now it is Long Days and Blurred Nights. So I'm going to go make food for Bilbo, get Kin, and go from there. And then I will be back with you once I figure out what I'm going to do on the 11th here. So, see you in a few. I'm gonna be honest with you, the only words I wrote on the 11th were 78, and those were potential names for sugar gliders. So, that's the extent of my day on the 11th. I'm going to go ahead and put that into NaNoWriMo. And then I will see you guys in the next video on day 12. Bye for now.